and just put it on so I can listen to
Can
it.
you guys
Welcome back to another episode of Bischel Ball. My name is JP Sponseller, joined by Cole Harding and Corey Klingenbeck. Before we get into anything, this episode is sponsored by Mio's Pizzeria. Kling, hit us with the
what you say? Mio's. Inside Bearcats fans, we would like to invite you to Mio's, conveniently located on Short Vine. Before every home game, enjoy $2 Coors Lights and $4 Traveler whiskeys. Enjoy a family fun environment for pregame food and entertainment before Bearcats baseball games. Right after they serve you with ice cold beer, mixed drinks, and hot pizza, take a nice little quarter-mile stroll over to the UC Baseball Stadium to cheer on your Bearcats. Mio's will also be streaming every Bearcat baseball game that airs on ESPN Plus inside the bar as well. So, matter of fact, this weekend, Oak State, ESPN Plus, inside Mio's, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Let's get a squad in there, huh? Little roads.
Home kids. Great work, Kling, as always.
Yeah.
Great job. Great job. All right, before we get into any of our breakdowns, obviously Major League Baseball started this past week. So we thought we would give you guys a little Bearcats in the pros update here because we got some big leaguers that are out there making some noise as well. So let's start there. Our two rostered Cincinnati Bearcats in the big leagues. We got our Gold Glover, Ian Happ, still holding it down with the Chicago Cubbies. And then Joey Wiemer, who has been bouncing around all over the place. He is now with the Washington Nationals and tied a Major League Baseball record of reaching base safely 10 for 10, first 10 plate appearances of the season. He's making a lot of noise right now. He's all over my Twitter feed, and it's awesome. Joey Wiemer back up in the big leagues, and he's making some noise. Also, another thing was every team that he's been on, it's been 3 or 4 now, and they all just love him in the clubhouse. No surprise when you know him, but one of the best clubhouse guys out there.
Top 2, not 2, baby. That guy.
All right. Now let's run through our minor leaguers now. We got Ryan Noda, who has had some showtime. He has already started in AAA with the Norfolk Tides with the Baltimore Orioles. Garrett Shanley. The rest of these guys, it did not specify where they're starting out yet. I think we have an idea with Vid and KC and some of the guys, but not totally sure on the rest of them. Garrett Shanley, I anticipate him to start in AAA with the Charlotte Knights and the White Sox, where he finished up last year. He continues to do well. Evan Shawver is with the Colorado Rockies. He finished in AA last year. Not totally sure where he'll be at. Ryan Nicholson with the Los Angeles Angels finished last year in AA. I believe he will be starting out in High A this year. Don't anticipate him being there long. I think that was kind of a BS move. He needs to get out of there.
Yeah, he'll be doing some of these.
And then the rest of these guys, other than the last one, I'm pretty sure will be starting in High A. We got Josh Cross with the St. Louis Cardinals, Carrington Cross with the San Diego Padres, and Landon Viderick with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then the last guy, I feel like this is the guy that probably no Bearcat fans really know about. He was only in Cincinnati with all 3 of us in 2023. Did not sign anywhere after that season. Went on to play indie ball for 2 to 3 seasons and has just absolutely grinded it out. Mitch White, and he just signed a contract back in December or January, signed with the San Francisco Giants, and they're throwing him right in AA. So love to see that. Really cool story, and was always a great dude, very hard worker.
Yeah, shoved on a pro day. I think it was at Tread, the pitching facility. Good for him, man. I love to see that.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the week. 2-2 week feels like same kind of vibes as the last 1 or 2, I guess. Just kind of so-so. Not the end of the world, but this one really grinded my gears a little bit, and I was disappointed with the series loss at home, especially. I think you have to win your series at home, or at least it helps a lot if you do. But just given the scenario of this series, you have Nate Taylor go out on Friday and shove 7 shutout innings. You win 5-0 on Friday, only using 2 pitchers. Not to mention that Morrow going for 2 innings could also come back Sunday. So we don't use any of our bullpen and we win Friday. And when you can't find a way to scratch out one in Saturday or Sunday, I don't know about you guys, but that just really, really stung for me.
Yep, that grinds the gears. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, but that's I mean, it hurt the rest of the week, but Friday night, don't get me wrong, I was fired up to watch them. I saw Nate getting fired up after a few strikeouts in the inning, so I like seeing him have some energy, enthusiasm on the mound, which is always good to see. So, I mean, using 2 pitchers on Friday night, I mean, you're set up for Saturday and Sunday right there, right out of the gate.
Yeah.
No, I agree, especially after we talk about like how good we are at home. Kind of played well against Kansas the first few years in the Big 12. So there might have been some extra motivation for them on the other side, but like you kind of said, JP, especially at home, you'd like to win. I mean, you'd like to win every series you play, but especially at home, you'd like to take 2 out of 3.
And we did talk about it, right? Like Kansas was a team that had decently high expectations going into the season and then really started out kind of scuffling. And we felt like they had started to figure it out in the past week or two. So it's like we caught them at not the best time. I also think like we thought we were significantly going to have an edge on the pitching side. And they had no idea who they were going to start this weekend. Like I still think to this day they went in with a Friday starter, and I don't really think they had a plan for much else other than to just throw something together and hope it sticks. But with that being said, I think you got to tip your cap to all 3 of those starters, really. I mean, they looked good, man, and I thought that they were actually able to – most of those guys were relievers with some good numbers, and it's like they gave you 4 innings, 5 innings, actually gave them some length. Yeah, I guess – obviously, I don't think we had like a stellar offensive performance all weekend, but I do think it's worth tipping your cap to that Kansas pitching staff. I think that's got to be the best weekend that they've had all year.
Yeah, I mean, they were fired up on Sunday when I saw them clinch that Game 3 win, so they won the weekend. But I mean, don't get us far too off on Friday. I mean, Friday was definitely the motivator to get us rallied and get us going for Saturday, Sunday. So.
Yeah,
I think they were just kind of, I mean, maybe even just riding the high, like you guys had mentioned, like they started playing some good ball, and then it was kind of just like everyone they were throwing in there was having success. So just feeding off of each other's successes, whether it be on the mound or at the plate, it's kind of feels like we just kind of ran into a buzzsaw this weekend.
That and like, I don't know. I guess just to ask, were you guys in person for any of these games this weekend?
Just Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you could have a better pulse on this than me. Obviously, it's tough watching on ESPN Plus, but you mentioned Nate Taylor getting fired up Friday. I thought Friday felt like a home Big 12 game for UC as far as the team's energy. And I don't know if we got too far ahead of ourselves or this could just be a bad read from the ESPN Plus stream. I just didn't get the same energy from the team on Saturday and Sunday than I maybe expected. And I don't know if you were there, like, did we seem flat or is that a bad read?
I don't know. I think it was more like, you come back out on Saturday, like you should be the one that are fired up. And then they just got, I don't know, not their doors blown off on Saturday. I mean, they lost 8-2. So I mean, it wasn't a terrible loss on Saturday. Maybe, I mean, no errors. We got out hit, but it's not like you get demolished. You can't come back Sunday and win a series. So a series is even going into Sunday. I think that's the most fire. It's like Game 1. I feel like that's the most fired up you should be is Game 3. And
yeah, and now that was
above the dugout. You can't hear much, but I'm assuming that Sunday, yeah, you tally on our 1 error that we had. But, I mean, we had them all the way to the 9th inning, I would say. I mean, it was, what was it? It was
Yeah, Saturday was actually 2-2 going into the 7th.
Yeah.
Or 2-1 going into the 7th.
Yeah.
And then Sunday was
4-4 in the 9th.
4-4 in the 9th.
And then they put up 9, and obviously, you answer with 2, but you don't completely go to.
Can't expect your offense to score 9 runs in the bottom.
Right.
Yeah, that one's tough too because I think we've heard and seen like stuff about the pitching staff and the bullpen and whatever, but like I go back to I just don't think they've put it together in games because like in my opinion, going back to the box score, like what it was, 4-4, and then 9 runs in the 9th is brutal. There's
I know there was definitely a couple walks, couple hit batters, and then it was a 2-run home run, and then it was a grand slam. I know, or it might have been a 3-run home run, but they hit a grand slam when they were already up 2 or 3. When they went up 2 or 3, they hit a grand salami, which kind of kicked us in the dust at that point. But the big elephant in the room on Sunday was definitely Marsh going down. So that didn't help our energy at all. So seeing go down was rough, but
no, that's actually a really good point because that's also like your guy. We put him in, and let me see what spot we put him in. Now I'm back to the. I want to say because
he was in the.
Well, he didn't. He's not in the box score because I don't know if he recorded and out.
Did he not? No. I think he was the.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, he did. He was second. Okay, I thought he came in later in the game.
Because they took that blue kid out. I mean, he was only at 58 pitches, which was crazy to me, but took him out.
That was the other thing that I wanted to bring up because I thought the same thing. Was it Saturday too?
They brought that starter out early.
I just thought maybe a little early.
Yeah.
Especially just given how up and down and inconsistent some of the guys in the bullpen have been. I think you try to stretch your starter there if he's rolling and keeping you in the game.
Yeah.
Brower on Saturday went 3 2/3, 2 earned runs, and we got him out in the 4th.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. It's always easier to say that after the fact when guys score runs. But I do remember putting that in our GM on Saturday, and then you bring up a good point on Sunday too. I think Sunday was more of like a scheduled bullpen game. We had a TBA.
Yeah.
But Saturday, I feel like with a named starter, I would have liked to see him stretch out a little bit longer. But yeah, let's go back to we're doing a little different this week. Instead of going like game by game, I think we're just going to talk about the whole weekend, hit some spots in every games, and have
game
more.
2 and 3 were pretty similar. So
yeah, game 2 and 3 aren't too fun to really talk about. We do have going back to Nate Taylor's performance on Friday. 7 innings pitched, no earned runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. Only 1 Kansas batter reached third base all game against him. And I feel like we're kind of on a similar trend to last year. I mean, Corey, you remember you were on the team, but like it seems like he's getting better and better with every start, and that starts in conference play.
No, he starts off, on the mellow, even train, not hot, not too hot, not too cold. Like he's going to get you out. He's going to get you through ball games in the non-con schedule those first 4 weekends, and then conference comes into play. He's like a different animal. Obviously you want to see that kick up 14 weeks out of the season, but when that conference schedule kicks into play, buddy, watch out for Nate Taylor on Friday nights at home, especially. And I hope he can go into Stillwater and absolutely make those kids remember his name.
That'll be an electric start on Friday there in Stillwater.
Absolutely. And with the team Oklahoma, like we've always said, Big 12, never know what's going to happen. It's always going to be hard. No one's going to be easy. So, they don't have the team that we went there and played them 2 years ago with. So, I think there's a lot of damage that could be done on the mound from Nate Taylor this Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah, and going back to his last Friday, the Jayhawks got Nate tailored on Friday night for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll see him get fired up here. Struck out the side in the 7th to finish his outing.
The 5-4-3. Check swing, Asoria goes around. Got him on that slider again. Still to be determined on Sunday. Caught a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Taylor.
Pitches, looking to strike out the side and get fired up.
And he does just that. Back.
I think it's the chin piece.
It is. I just love watching the kid pitch. For the past 3 years, like it feels like, especially as he's gotten older and matured a little bit, but there's a different feel when like he's on the mound, and I feel like it's from the whole team. I don't know what it is. Obviously, it's like he's a dude and everyone knows it, and you know what you're going to get out of him every single start. But yeah, you could see. I mean, when they pan to the dugout, like when it's 1-2 with 2 outs, it's like the whole dugout's on the edge of their seat because they know he's about to absolutely lose his mind if he punches that kid out. Yeah. I love it.
Every year he's just got more and more comfortable too. I don't know, the players, the coaching staff, they do a tremendous job, Sheriff and Seth Lowe with him. But, it's just like I think his 3rd year with these guys, I mean, he's getting comfortable on the bump. He knows he's big dog. So, and I like how he goes out there and acts like it. That's just I love it. I got to share the field with him for 2 years, and it was unbelievable watching him get better and better as the years and the games progressed.
Another thing I noticed, and I noticed it last year too, which we've talked about it. But
come on. What'd you notice?
Yeah, change-ups coming back out.
The change-up. That's the best pitch in baseball.
All he's got to do is show it.
Dude, change-up is the best pitch in baseball, and then number 2 behind that's a hanging breaking ball. Backed up breaking ball. That's what I meant. Not hanging, backed up breaking ball.
Spins but doesn't move.
Yeah, and then you're just waiting for it to come down and just 3 feet under it.
One of my buddies at Elon would say backed up slider, best and worst pitch in the game. You're either hitting it 500 feet or you're not making solid contact.
Or you just stick it. You're just like, oh, that's a ball, and then it just stays right where it is.
His gross little yange up is really going to play a lot throughout the season. I think it's just getting better. I mean, the kid's getting better. So
I think it's just to talk about it like from a lefty's point of view too, like facing a fastball slider guy. You just feel more comfortable when you can be on the heater and just pull your hands into a slider coming in on you. And when you have to think about diving over the plate a little bit or fighting off the changeup, I think it just whether he throws it a ton or not. But like I said, whether just showing it, I think just makes guys a little bit more uncomfortable.
Right. And when he gets all 3 pitches moving at that 40-foot mark, when they start to break and that thing's coming in like middle in cheese ball, like you don't pick up the spin until like 20, 18 feet away, and that thing just breaks away from you as lefties. I'm like, I think I'm just going to walk this one back to the dugout.
Yeah.
We need to shout out the defense in this game too, don't we?
We do. We tied a record for double plays.
We did.
We also kept turning double plays even yesterday and throughout the weekend. Yeah. And being honest, I know the infield has been mixed up a little bit. I don't really know if it has much to do with who specifically is in there. I don't think it's bashing who was in there before, who's in there now. I just noticed that I think we touched on it earlier, like just the defense and the infield play in general has ticked up. You also have to remember that like this infield has never played together before this year, right? No. Like you're throwing in Smith at second and Sefcik, who was out last year. Coates didn't play a ton of first base. Reardon, C-Mitch kind of been all over the place. So, I mean, when you talk about turning double plays specifically, I think having a little bit of chemistry and feel for the guys around you has something to do with it.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. It seems like some of those either everyone's getting more comfortable with each other or they're just kind of figuring some things out. But yeah, I mean, that's awesome to see. That one of the most important things in baseball is getting the out when it's handed to you. So when you're handed to, being able to do that every time is pretty elite.
When they arguably not saved Nate Taylor's start, but saved the traffic on him a lot. I mean,
yeah,
I want to say at least three of those was when he was in the ball game, and obviously those are with one or no outs and multiple guys on the base pass. So definitely made a big impact in the game for sure, especially when you're talking about like a 3-0 game going into the 8th.
Yeah, you save him from facing another batter. If you do that 3 times, I mean, there you go. That could be the difference between getting through 6 and getting through 7 like he did.
Yeah. Before we kind of wrap up the weekend, maybe get into the Wright State game a little bit. Did want to show Jack Natilli's home run in the 8th, I believe, on Friday to give us a little bit more insurance.
It is Scheidt's job to keep it at 3-0. Natilli drives it left field. Ballinger turns around. That baby's gone. So much for the 3-0 lead. Natilli said, I want a little.
That one kind of impressed me too, because it did not look like a great day to be a hitter at UC Baseball Stadium.
You see that sun in the 7th coming in, and then Nate struck him out, and then like the 8th, it's no sun at all. And then I think the 9th, the sun came back. It was just going in and out all day.
That and it was a little chilly. There were some balls hit to right field where if they were hit last night, they're off the scoreboard for sure.
No doubt about it.
It's always nice though when you can see from the stream the ball bouncing across Shakely lawn out there.
Yeah,
that one.
Conference Natilli is also a different animal as well. I got to give him some love. I mean, that dude comes to play when the big names are across the other dugout. Like that dude shows up when it. I mean, not only when it doesn't matter, every game matters, but that dude shows up when the Big 12 teams are across the dugout.
Well, he's been our most clutch. I mean, I don't think anyone can argue that. As far as 2-out hits and RBI hits, he's been our guy all year. And that's what I did want to point out in that Sunday game. We're not in that game without Jack Natilli.
No.
He had two-out RBI base hits early on in his first 2 ABs, I think, or maybe first and third. But he got us our first 2 runs, and he kind of kept us in that game until it got away from us late. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs.
And he's kind of flying under the radar, I feel like, on a national scale right now. Just chipping away, hitting 330, 340 with 8 homers and live clutch RBIs.
Yeah, homering to all parts of the ballpark as well. Pulling them center field, right field, doesn't matter.
I mean, that dude, not good.
Just clutch.
That dude, and that dude in July, he might be hearing his name called in wherever the draft's at. So props to him.
I think so. I think there's a strong chance that happens.
That guy sees his name early and often.
But let's talk about Wright State a little bit before we talk about the Cowboys.
Let's talk about it, JP. What you got for us, kid?
All I'll say is I really wanted this win, one, to get back on track, but for Colin Daniel. Obviously, whenever you got a guy who gets in the portal and I mean, no disrespect towards Wright State. Like, they're a very good baseball program. And I think that's what even scares you a little bit more about is like
they can walk in.
They're good enough to come in and win that game yesterday. So it's like you really don't want Colin Daniel walking home with having to hear from all of his former teammates about how he should have stayed and he made the wrong choice. Because I think it was the right choice. It was. But we needed to get that one for him.
100%.
I know he was good with a knock.
8-4 win, back and forth early, and then there really wasn't a whole lot of scoring until we were able to bust it open and get some insurance late. I'll be honest, guys, this one felt like one of those games. As I'm pulling up the box score, 4-4 in the third, and then
it's going to be 100-100.
Well, that at first, and then in those 4th, 5th, and 6th inning, we ended up scoring the bottom of the 6th. But for those middle innings where there was no scoring, it just felt like one of those games like you're letting them hang around, right? Like it's just you keep it a tie game until they maybe put up a 2 or 3 spot in the 7th or 8th, and then it's too late. So I'm glad we were able to. Obviously, I had a feeling as you play, and again, Wright State, great team, but as you get into bullpen guys coming out in the midweek, I like our offense. I'll put it that way. I like how our offense will match up against that.
Yeah, against that caliber. And they're going to capitalize when those caliber arms come out of the bullpen.
Right, and then it really was one guy that we jumped all over and scored 3 or 4 runs off of, and that ended up being the difference. They yanked him quick.
And Coach got his 20th, and everybody was happy. Everybody went home with a smile.
Yeah, I do want to say I think that inning, or this could have been when we got too early on, but the bunts and steals were back a little bit. I loved it. Now I know, again, talking about some of these dudes, like we were stealing on the pitcher 100, like we were we were abusing those times to the plate.
That first dude's leg kick might have been 4.5 seconds.
Yeah. So like you're not going to be able to do that to everybody, and I know like everybody has the scouting report on us now, but like it's just it was good to see.
I mean, I don't know what you're doing over at Wright State, but like you're starting that game with that kind of guy, and this Bearcats offense last year was the number 1 success rate in stealing bases, and I don't know.
I was a little shocked that they couldn't do a slightly better job of holding around.
Maybe just like slide step or something here.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
What I was thinking is if he slide stepped, he might have threw it in the first row of the stands. I don't know what he could have done different. Honestly, it's just like you're telling me you don't read a scouting report, you don't say that to your pitcher, which is
I'm sure.
I don't know if that's coaching side or what. But good God.
Who knows? Who knows how much experience those guys have from yesterday? I don't personally. So
let's leave that up there in north of Dayton. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, the pitchers did pretty well as well. I'm pretty sure the same Gus Gregory had all 5 RBIs for Wright State.
Yeah, he did.
He had 2 homers.
Yeah, 2 homers and then an RBI double, I believe. Yep. 2 2-run homers and an RBI double.
Yeah.
Almost let one guy beat us, but he must have been seeing the ball pretty well yesterday.
Well, it actually, I want to say, I know for a fact that was his first and second homer.
It was because they came up on the board as 1 and 2.
Like I don't know if he was having like a bad year, but I know like he just kind of like yesterday was his best game of the year for sure.
Felt good yesterday.
Yeah, popped off. But yeah, 8-4 win. Kling talked about it. We'll show it right here. Can't leave out Jackson Smith popping out another homer. They went back-to-back, him and Quentin Coates here with this Oppo laser for his 20th of the year.
This is sent a long way. Coates absolutely destroys that baseball. Number 20 on the season.
Anytime you're going Oppo halfway up 5th, 3rd.
Dude, I was saying this yesterday. There's got to be, out of his 20, he's hit, I don't know, let's say 15 at home, but I want to say 12 or 13 home runs have to be to right center or right field.
Like, all of them.
I've really seen him hit like maybe 5 or 6 to left field.
That's a good point, because I wonder if we'll start to see this, especially in the Big 12, maybe seeing like some more velo as we get on into the year. But
in the hands,
that's what they were brought it up on the broadcast last night, and it's like when you have a dude with this much numbers or with numbers like this, your immediate thought process is to just work him away. But when he gets his hands extended is when he does the most damage, and he's been doing a ton of damage to right center. So I'm curious to see if guys start trying to bust him in a little bit and see how that plays out.
No doubt. I am going to handle the pet peeve while we talk about it, because we were talking about it earlier, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I may get some hate for this, but we might have to get some more enthusiasm out of Manzini up in the booth for these home run calls. Like, we need something to change. We need Chase Yountz back up there in the booth saying boogeyman of baseball in March. Come on. Like, where's that guy at?
We might have to get Zach Siegel to just start screaming.
Come on.
pull an Andy Nagel and just take over as the color guy and do the call as like the.
This is my plea to UC Athletics. Do you need me in the booth?
Oh no!
Do you need me in the booth?
We do not. We'll get canceled if Kling's in the booth. You wouldn't last. I don't know if you'd last 3 outs without saying something to get somebody.
Dude, come on, that guy. Chase Jans needs to be in that booth for Big 12 baseball. That's all I gotta say. That's my plea, and we can continue with this game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well,
I respect the game.
Yeah. You know what? I will say this right now. We cannot go without mentioning Alex Gonzalez. Boys, did you not see that?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Come on.
Please. Yeah. No, you're totally right.
Junior captain, senior captain, leader on the baseball team goes down with an injury that's probably costing him the rest of the year on Sunday. And here comes his freshman, chanting in the dugout, having fun, spitting hogs all over the field for 3, 4, 5 weeks of the season. And now he's walking in front of 1,200 fans, throwing a full inning, getting 3 outs, 3 ground balls. I know walking one, but dude, hang him on the field one time, Alex Gonzalez from McLean, Virginia.
I think that talks about kind of the pulse that Coach Bischel has on the team, though, too, right? Like, he notices that the bullpen may have a lack of guys that you can really, really count on to be consistent right now, and you just had one of those dudes that you're going to go to no matter what, no matter how he's throwing, and Carson Marsh go down. And you yank the red shirt off of one of your freshmen, and say right off. Dude, we're gonna need this kid if we want to win in the Big 12 and in a regional. So let's not play for next year and let's get the kid. It's super easy for a coach when you got to think he just signed an extension too. Like, he's not going.
Yeah. No,
he could totally leave that kid on the shelf and have him for another fresh 4 years next year. But I love it. We're getting him in there now.
I'm glad that kid agreed to it. I'm sure he didn't have much say in it, but like you see where our pitcher staff is now. I mean, a couple guys down, and he stepped up and said, "Let's do it." Like he could have easily said no. Like, I want to save my red shirt. We're 6, 7, 8 weeks into the season, and I haven't thrown an inning, but he steps in there, and Coach B said, "Hey, we're gonna get you dressed today, and you're gonna go. You're probably gonna go." So hats off to Alex Gonzalez.
I hope he didn't have much of a say. But honestly, like a situation like that, I know we talked about Tommy Boba's and coming off of injury, and that's totally different as far as having an opinion on your season in red shirt and whether you're going to make a move in the last month of a season or not. But this one, it's like, dude, if you're a freshman and you're going to red shirt and a coach comes to you on March 1st and wants to put you in the game
April 1st,
March 31st. If you don't want the ball and you want to save a red shirt, hate to say it, I don't want that kid in don't want that kid in the program.
Kick it to the dust, kid. Go you can go to school in Norwood or that school.
Yeah, Norwood will take it on the street.
Yeah.
God, I hate that we can't talk shit about them until we beat them.
I know.
I hate it.
But
see Mr. Gonzalez this weekend, without a doubt.
Yeah. Dude, I was actually sitting right behind the dish when he was throwing. I'm kind of a 6 foot, 165 on the roster, 170 probably since he's been here. Put on a couple LBs. It's it reminds me of a little Marsh. It's just not a huge dude, but it just shoots right out of his hand. And I mean, I can't give enough props to that guy. I mean, I hope he's a Bearcat for 4 years and he does some damn good things.
Let's say, also when people are giving shit on the pitching staff a little bit, these guys are young.
Yeah.
We have some freshmen throwing meaningful innings and some guys that haven't thrown a ton. So, let's pump the brakes. I don't know. A good comparison for me, another team I watch a decent amount is Coastal Carolina. And, when they had those pitchers go down, it's a bit of a shit show for, a week and a half. And because you have guys not throwing. And so – I don't know. We're just in I might still working through some growing pains.
I might get a little over the top, but what if we see A.G. Gonzalez just go 45, 50 innings this year and just shove and bring the pitching staff back lower than a 3 ERA, 2 ERA or whatever it is? I mean, I might be manifesting something crazy, but
I was gonna say we're
just like swinging his score predictions. This is like swinging his score predictions.
We're gonna immediately a kid threw like an inning or two against Wright State, and we're just gonna put the whole season of pressure on him. Now we need him.
I might be having him out of the pen for like 3 on Friday and 2 on Sunday, scoreless.
He's our guy now, no doubt. But no. Back to, we didn't talk about it enough. He's worth a couple minutes of talking about. Carson Marsh, I don't know. We still don't know. I know, like, I saw something from Tim Adams where maybe his injury wasn't as bad as it seemed or felt in the time. Because I don't know about you. Like, I was watching it live and throws one pitch, immediately starts shaking his arm and telling the trainer to come out. Then a couple minutes later, he's borderline in tears, which cut the kid some like, I know how that feels. When you think your career or season's over, it's not fun. And there's a lot going on in your head. So I definitely felt for the kid. And it just sucked. It sucked to watch.
Clayton kid too, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of sucked the life out of the team. It felt like there for a little. That's a guy that you feel like you're going to need, and we're going to have guys step up to fill that role.
Dudes are stepping up, That's all it's about. It's a team game for a reason. You're not going to have your A, B, and C guys hot every weekend, 150%. So those dudes that are coming off the bench, scratching their red shirts or the guys that are going to, you never know. This might be a Cinderella story in the making. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, but, my condolences to Marsh. I mean, I hope the best for him. I hope it's not crazy serious. I mean, I know he's got a lot left in his baseball career, but hopefully he stays a Bearcat for those years incoming. And keeps throwing for the Cats.
Because this is still his junior season, right?
True junior season. So he'll hopefully. Would you get a red shirt if you go down?
I don't think so. I think he's already played too much.
Right. Yeah, so he'll have 2 seasons left. Maybe one. He'll scratch another one out there.
It's all right. Love the kid.
He'll be a Bearcat. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
That last year.
Speedy recovery. That's the only thing we can hope for now is just a speedy recovery and that everything heals the right way.
Right.
I have another thing that we can hope for.
Yeah, let's throw it on us, Johnny P.
We talked to Luke Vaughn from Alabama about how Rob Vaughn chose to travel him, even when he was injured. We know how much of a team guy and a psycho that Carson Marsh is. And for his sake, I hope he's on the road.
Bischel, I think 120% is going to take him to Stillwater, take him to Kansas State, and he'll be the guy in the dugout. I mean, he's not going to be not fired up because that dude's fired up 24/7. So.
And it's in a energy in the way where he's not just going to check out and stick around for the rest of the year.
No.
I think he's actually that's the kind of kid who's going to be in the bullpen with Seth Logue and talking about what he can do to help the staff day in and day out.
One of the first ones out of the dugout too, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor fired up. I know him and
maybe pick up one of these things.
If he's got a sling going, that's probably the kind of guy that you're going to have to tame down in the dugout because he's chest bumping people in his sling.
He might be slapping the top of the dugout one of those.
All right, let's talk about Oklahoma State real quick.
What we
the
got
Cowboys, they are 18-11 on the year. Not a phenomenal start to the season. They are 12-2 at home, 5-7 on the road. They are 3-6 in conference play. Who they have played in the conference.
We're 3-6, right?
We are 4-5.
Oh yeah, we're 4-5. You're right. Right on.
So they went to Orlando and got swept. UCF. I mean, the people are saying UCF hasn't played anybody. I'm putting a little bit of respect on them. I think now. Don't get me wrong. Last year they did this and then sucked for the second half of the year. So not going to say that won't happen, but I'll put some respect on them. They're 8-1 in the Big 12, playing good ball right now, but got swept in Orlando and then get Baylor at home, drop Friday, bounce back and win Saturday and Sunday. And then they go out to Provo last weekend and drop the series, got walked off on Friday, win Saturday, and then lose by 1 run on Sunday. Hard-fought games, hard-fought losses. Let me see if any of those. So the one loss to Baylor was a 2-run game, and then 2 1-run losses against UCF. So they're not too far off in the Big 12 right now. They've been in a lot of ball games. As you guys know from playing against this team, like I think 2 years ago, one they were a lot better. They were also playing a lot better. Last year, I thought they had a pretty good squad and never really seemed to put it together. But I think you guys can both say, regardless of how well the team's playing baseball, this roster is going to have talent no matter what.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest names in college baseball. Like, if you think college baseball, Oklahoma State is probably one of those names or top 10 to 15 schools that you might think about. Definitely maybe a slow start for them, but yeah, they're going to be loaded with talent. It's guys around that area love to go to Oklahoma State, all those, like anyone in that area. It's a good baseball area too. They're going to find their way to one of those schools. So it's going to be loaded with talent. And yeah, I'm excited to watch it, the series this weekend. I think, especially like we kind of talked about earlier, I think Nate's start on Friday will be electric there.
Right.
We're going to need that to set the tone, I think. Yeah. We've talked about even in all of their series, they've lost Friday. So they're showing a little bit of, I guess, a weakness there on Fridays. I also feel like this is a weekend for them, like,
to turn heads.
I feel like we're on the same page, though. Like, we're not happy about that series loss in Kansas, or against Kansas at home. And they're also trying to kind of make a statement this series and get back into the swing of things in the Big 12. So I feel like we're not catching them at like a great time in our place.
Similar to Kansas, we weren't catching them at a great time, I don't think. Just as they were already on, like, heating up and on a roll. Now it's like Oklahoma State back against the wall, like a really, really good program, especially the history of the program. Like, yeah, this is going to be a gritty weekend.
Which kind of adds to like Nate Taylor Friday night. Like, that's what sets the tone for the weekend, in my opinion. Like,
I mean, no doubt, like Cole said, like the rich history of Oklahoma State really, like, that's the one thing you think about when you go in there, and then you walk in their minor league stadium that they just built a couple years ago, and it's quite insane. But I mean, like you guys said, like Nate Taylor on Friday night set the tone, but I just hope those boys aren't intimidated when they walk in that stadium Thursday night for BP, because it's a huge stadium, unreal playing surface, but like those boys put their pants on the same way. The bases are still 90 feet, the mound's 60 feet. Like, you gonna play the same game that you guys buy into for however long it's been, 5-6 weeks by now. Like, you got to play our brand of baseball. Like, the odds are going to come out on our side with Nate on the mound on Friday night. So I think no doubt we'll get off to a hot start. Nothing.
I don't think they'll be super like intimidated, just as far as like.
I was just saying that as in the factor of like we're younger team. Like, you never know. Like, these dudes obviously aren't intimidated that easily since we've done what we've done so far. But
I think the series win against them at home last year, for anyone who was on that team, I think that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're just going off the year prior, I mean, we did get swept there in 24.
Got walked off on Friday.
Friday was a great game, and then it kind
of ruled on Saturday.
We were in the game on Sunday.
Sunday we were winning most of the game, 6-7 innings.
Yeah. Another thing to point out, arguably toughest place to play in the Big 12. I mean, you guys tell me. I don't.
I would say it
depends on the weekend and the crowd, probably.
Yeah, I would say top 3 with the weekend
possibly
crowd
even the
scenario.
year too.
Yeah. Top 3. I don't know.
From what I'm seeing, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
So, and the weather's not great.
No.
So, like,
we'll see.
Maybe it won't be super hostile.
Yeah.
I kind of want it to be, since I'm going. I know I haven't mentioned that, but I am making my Big 12 road trip out to Stillwater. I'm 6-0. In 2024, went out to BYU, swept. Last year, Kansas swept. So we're looking to keep it rolling. I'm looking to keep it rolling.
I think you're going to be in for a good one, John. You're definitely going to be in for a good one.
No doubt about it. I see the Cats. Go ahead, Cole. Yeah.
I was going to say, I just think this might be similar to Utah series where we could see a lot of runs scored. Depending on the way the wind blows there, that ballpark might look big, but it sure doesn't play big.
It plays the opposite of big.
Yeah, it plays very small. So I think depending on, hopefully Friday night, we're able to – I could see Friday night being like a really good baseball game. Maybe Saturday, Sunday, though, I could see some balls start flying out of the park quite often. A lot of runs on the board. Good chance.
I think my X factor, because I agree with that. And if you look at their numbers, I've watched them play a few games. They're hitting 270 as a team. They got a couple guys up hitting above 300. Colin Ritchie is probably the guy to circle in that lineup right now, hitting 315 with 17 homers. But I think they play more of a slug style of baseball, and they don't always – they haven't, at least this year, haven't done a great job of like stringing together at bats. So my X factor is – keep turning those double plays and minimize. Just give up a solo homer. You just can't let the ball keep rolling we did in the.
They're doubles and home runs team.
Kansas.
They're a doubles power bat. See how far we can hit these baseballs, kind of like squad. But you never know. It's Big 12 baseball. They could lay a few bunts down like people done against us this year. So you never know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Let's look last thing here before we wrap this up. Pitching numbers, they're at a 5.86 team ERA. They will be throwing two massive humans against us in Ethan Lund and Mario Pesca. Ethan Lund has a 3.62 ERA. He is 3-0 and 21 walks, 66 strikeouts in 37 innings. And then Mario Pesca, 4.62 ERA. He's 3-2. He's got 16 walks and 41 strikeouts in 39 innings. So stuff's there. Sounds like a little bit hit or miss as far as getting hit around. But like we said, regardless of what this says, anything says on paper about this team, they're going to have talent every year.
No doubt about it. They always have, 1 through 9, it's not the hardest thing in the world. Their lineup, it's baseball, college baseball players. Like, it's not going to be, major leaguers trying to hit the ball or whatnot.
There we go.
But it's always, they play good fundamental, like kind of like doubles, long ball baseball. Like, they're going to have solid defenders. Like, nothing's going to be bad about it. It's Big 12. Like, you never know. It's always like they could be on their A game. We could do something crazy. They could do something crazy. We could put up 45 runs in 2 games. So I think it's like Cole said, it's going to be like an 85-48 blowout.
Well, yeah, I was listening to 11.7 and Ben Upton. He said, I'm still trying to figure out the Big 12. And I was like, dude, I've been trying to figure it out in all 3 sports for the last 3 years. See that?
It's like
I don't think you can.
It's like if you win a series, you're like top 3, but if you lose a series, you're like bottom 3. It's like if you're like middle, like there's like 4 or 5 teams tied just in like the middle at 4 or 5 range, like 3 and 6.
I'll say let's go through standings and some Big 12 stuff before we wrap this thing up.
By the way, Kling, if there's a game that ends in 85-48, I am not watching that whole game.
Well, I meant like total runs in like the weekend. You know what I'm saying here?
If it's 84-48, I'm going to be very overserved at that baseball game.
It's going to be a long one.
Yeah.
See, like there's 1, 2, 3 teams tied at 5 and 4, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams tied at 4 and 5, and then there's a bottom 3, top 3. UCF is 8 and 1, West Virginia is 7 and 2, and Kansas is 6 and 3. Damn.
And hey, I'll throw this out. Shit, I didn't even know this. We're third in the Big 12 in ERA with 4.78. So everyone pump the brakes.
Yeah,
we're fifth in batting average with 3.10.
Don't be reaching out tomorrow like shitting on us if we, say something somebody doesn't like, because that's always a gimme on a post Post
Yeah,
Bischel ball.
You're good.
72 for 82 in stolen bases. I love how everyone was on the national stage talking about how good West Virginia is at it. We got 20 more than them. So,
Oh, God.
Yeah, not bad.
At D1 baseball.
And fielding percentage, we have gotten that 973. So right above that mark we'd like to be at. But it's improving. It's up and to the right.
It's up and to the right. That's what we like to say. Up and to the
All
right.
right. Fire me up. I'm headed out to Stillwater Friday morning, and
Yeah.
I need a series win. I need it like I need air.
Yeah.
Fire me up. I'm
Maybe one of these. Maybe one of these.
Yeah, maybe
Get
one
the
of
brooms.
those.
Yeah. Get the brooms out.
Hopefully.
Hey, you never know.
Never mind. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. If you're listening on Apple Music, YouTube, whatever you're listening, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate
all you guys.
Get behind the Bearcats. I know we got some more fandom, but let's get behind them. They need us, and we need to support them and get rolling here in the Big 12. So
yeah, let's break this one down.
Break us
Here we
down.
go. Here we go. Cats on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cats.
Cats. Good.
Good.